Hi, Academy Answers. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. I really do appreciate your support. And if you're joining us for the first time, this is the Academy Answers podcast, where we answer the questions on happiness, success, full potential that we get because of the work we do on social media, the work we do through courses, to personal coaching, the work we do through our email list, where we have started out on Facebook about 5-6 years ago, and we've built an audience, a group called Success Academy, Academy of Success, Happiness, Full Potential, where we were sharing personal development stuff that saved me when I almost went meaningless in life, when I went into depression, when I was just stuck in a rut and was going through the worst time of my life. And someone handed me a book, a Kindle with a book on it called Big Picture Thinking. And since that time, I've gone through about 300 books on how to develop yourself, how to become a better person, how the mind works, and how we are as individuals and what's in us, what we were born with. And I've become a student and subsequently a teacher of this stuff. And because of that, I've managed to impact, I've been blessed to impact so many people's lives because of the things I share and the way I share it. My own style, not new stuff. Stuff that was around since the Bible days, stuff that has been around since Jim Rohn, since Tony Robbins, since Brian Tracy, since all these guys, all these thought leaders, the stuff that they teach. But as Samuel Jackson said, that most times we don't need to be instructed. Most time we need to be reminded. And what I'm sharing is from my perspective, and each person has a different perspective. You'll have 3 people who come up here and sing the same song, but it has a different impact because of who it's coming from. Because there's a life force, there's a quickening, there's an energy, as Martha Graham say, that translates through you into others. And because that expression is unique, then you are able to connect with different people, and we all have the people we connect with because of that unique way. The life force, the quickening, the energy that's in us that we translate into our expression and to the way we do things. Like we have 6 people arguing in a barbershop about their favorite football players, and they think it's a skill level and they think it's only about how they do things, but there is something that's connecting you to that human being that is invisible, that we can't explain, but it is there. It's just as the book that talk about your 1,000 fans, the people that you resonate with. There's an invisible thing. So that's what I'm here doing. I'm here resonating with my people, my tribe, as some people like to call it, my chosen few, my people who are aligned or who resonate with what I say. And I always say to my audience that you don't have to listen to me, but if it is me who you have heard, who kind of trigger you to listen to somebody else and find your guy, I'm good with that. I'm easy, because everybody will have their guy, and I am not the only guy. And this world and this universe is abundant. It's abundant. There's so much for everybody. It's infinite in its capacities and capabilities and potential. So I am comfortable with us finding someone. My goal is to get people to understand that there is a potential in you that can lead you to success and the happiest life. And I don't care who you follow or who you model or who you emulate or who you go to for your motivation to get to that. That is not my business. What I am here to do is to direct or help or indirectly start that fire in you. Or if I start it in you, it may help you to start it in your child or in your friend, and the ripple effect goes through the world, because this is a huge universe and nothing is in here by accident, and there are no extra pieces. So I am here to do my bit, and what I do, what I put out here, never dies, because it goes beyond what I can ever see or what I can ever touch. Because if we are seeking to fulfill our purpose out here, then what we have to do, our duty is to seek to create something that is bigger than us, larger than us, that goes beyond the top of our head and the tip of our toes, that goes out there and creates something more. And you watch the schools and you watch the teachers, like where I come from in the small neck of the woods in a Book of Saint, and there is this teacher, this principal who ran the school for many, many years, Mr. Clark, Mr. and Mrs. Clark, the principal and vice principal, a powerful couple. What they have created can never end in terms of the lives they have impact, because those lives are impacting lives and continue to impact lives. They impact my life, and there are thousands and thousands of other lives that they have impacted and left a chain of thought and left a powerful seed in that can never die as long as the human experience is still present on earth. I had to do that little prelude. I'm sorry, it's 5 minutes. I'm doing this 20 for 20 series, 20 principles for 2020, to help people to start the year powerful, to go beyond the emotional euphoria of the beginning of a year, to proceed in the year and to end the year strong. Might be calling 20 for 2020, it doesn't matter. I think, and I really do believe that someone will find something in this 20 principle that will help them to do and to achieve their goal. And when someone achieves their goal, the power of that is immeasurable, because they go on to do or to exude so much power and so much more impact that the ripple effect in the world is immeasurable. So that is what I am here to do my part as a part of a bigger whole. And that's all people are here for, to do their part of a bigger whole. That's why you get to live the life you are living today. Not because Steve Jobs or the Samsung guys come and hand you a phone. Not because Bell or the guys who do asphalt or Edison who do the light bulb came and handed it to you directly. Because they were in their neck of the woods handing it out, and it ended up in a process and a system until it got to you. So that's what everybody does. Everybody secure their bit, work their bit, and it becomes a part of a larger whole. So this 20 for 20 series, as I said before, I'm at episode 7. This is January 14th. This is a Tuesday. And we're talking about the people who have jobs, who have to work, who have to struggle with bills, who have real life to deal with. And oftentimes I talk about these motivational issues and this, you can do it, and this, don't let anything stop you, and there are no excuses. And people think that I am somewhat detached from the reality. Like I'm saying that you don't have bills and you don't have problems and you don't have stresses and you don't have a sick child and you don't have an annoying boss and you don't have low wages and you don't have mountains of debt. I'm not saying that. Look, I'm from humble beginnings. I'm not some rich kid speaking to you. I live this thing. I used to walk 3 miles to school, to the bus stop, get off the bus, 3 miles back home. When we started, we never had lunch money to go to school. We ran home for lunch, which is probably some tea and a slice of bread or a slice of roast yam. And then that wasn't enough to fill us as kids. So we ate that quickly, ran to the neighboring properties, get oranges, apples, sweet sop, every fruit we can find, fill our tummies, run back to school before the hour is out, before that bell rang, and sat in class for the other 3 hours until we were ready to go home. And we go home and sometimes we're not certain what dinner would be, and most times it's not what we would like. There was chicken or meat once or twice a week. The rest of times it was vegetable. We thought it was bad because we love meat, but it was actually good for us. But I'm just saying that there was limited resource there. No TVs, no refrigerators, no gas stoves, no bathroom, no running water. We came from nothing. So we're not talking in a vacuum, or we're not talking down to you when we say that you have to eliminate your excuses and you can do it despite what is going on. So I'm talking to the people. This principle, this 6th episode, the 6th principle on January 14th, which is incidentally when the researchers say that most people quit on their New Year's resolution. What is that? New Year's resolution, January 14th. So it is a really kind of a magical day that I'm doing this. The people who have a tough time who have a tough time following through with their gym membership because they have life come at them from work, from the job, from the things they are doing. So I'm saying this is what I think is one writer called it, it's not my own principle. I don't remember where I got this principle, but it's not mine. So one writer called it the 40 for 7 rule of your week. The 40 for 7. So you're doing 40 hours where you must get up and go there because the bills are coming. There is responsibility you have, and you have to get up and do it. Let's say you have to get up and do it. We understand. We're not saying quit your job, go do. No, I'm not saying that. Like people quit their job without the skills to go and reinvent themselves. How are you going to do it? It's a process. So my grandma always said, when your hand is in the lion mouth, you have to slowly pull it out. You can't make one big drag and it comes out and it's all good. You have to slowly ease out of it. Everything is a process. It takes time. So we're talking about 40 for 7. What is 40 for 7? There are 40 hours a week that you have to grind. You have to hustle. You have to go at it. And maybe some overtime is added into it too. People do 60. People do 70. People do 80. People have demanding jobs that they have to go to every week. Let's cap it at 40. That's what the average person do. Somewhere between 35, 40, and 60. That's what averages out in the normal people work life. Those 40, you're frustrated, you're tired, you're working hard, you're at it, you're trying to make it happen, you're trying to make it go. Everybody's at your neck, the co-workers, the boss. You can't get to eat right, you can't get to eat on time. Everything is coming up on you. The deadlines are there. It's a rush, it's a push. You don't see the children. It's just everything about work, and you're maneuvering that, and it's time sucking and it's energy sucking, and you're doing that. How do you do that and still get ahead? That's where the 7 come in. Because you're going to have to find 7 hours in your week, which is 1 a day, average. You can find it all at the 7th time. I don't know how your work ethic, how your schedule is set up, how your responsibilities and your duties and your errands are set up. You can figure it out however you want to figure it out. But you have 7 to find. 7 hours that you're going to rock. 7 hours that's going to be for you. 7 hours that are geared towards, that are instrumental, that are focused on your future self. Your redemptive hours. That is going to cut it for you. That's going to break you away from the lack of energy by focusing on your physical health and your mental health. That's going to break you away from your attachment to the grind. What are you going to do with these 7 hours to improve yourself, to improve your skills? Is it a course that you're going to do? Is it 2-3 hours allotted to that course? Is it 1 hour to your physical? Is it 1 hour to your mental, to read, to connect, to network, to develop your product, to work on your side hustle? What are you going to do with the 7 hours that I'm talking about? You're 40 for 7. You're going to give them 40 and you're going to give yourself 7. You have to sleep. Put it on a whole sheet. Your sleep time, your work time, your travel time, your family time, and your you time. The 7 for a better you. That's what you're going to focus on. That's what this principle is about. That's what episode 6 is about. There are 7 hours that I need to get from this week. How am I going to do it? After I've given 40 to my boss, after I've given something in the region of what is it that you sleep, 70 or 64? What am I going to use for myself? What is it to travel? What is it that I use to do X, Y? What am I going to do with 7? Because that's 7 hours. That 7 hours is going to free you if you do it right. It's going to free you. It's going to make you a better person physically, mentally, emotionally, and economically. You have to block that 7 hours and you have to be focused on doing something real productive and solid and staying on plan and staying on goal with that 7 hours. Because that 7 hours is going to be the magic for you. If you don't have time to find 7 hours for yourself, then that is exactly your problem. You don't have a life. And you have to fight for that 7 hours, and that's what's going to give you a life. As Warren Buffett said often, it's a popular quote, you'll see it everywhere on Instagram and Facebook. If you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And that's what the 7 hour is going to do. It is going to find you that spot. It's going to help you to discover that meaningful project that you are to work on. That project life that you are to do to get to their best self. And you're going to pack that 7 hours with life-changing activities. And you're going to get them done. The gym, your reading, your side hustle, your project, your skill development, your personal development, growing your mind. You're going to pack that hour with, don't overthink it. Don't stay up all night, killing yourself, getting tired, performing lousy at the job you are at now. Don't do that to begin with. Get into a mode of spending 7 focused hours every week. What that will do, it will give you more energy once you allot these. And we get into how you allot these hours and how you put some over to your health and your diet and your mental strength, so you will be more energized. So you can take that 7 to 10, and you can take that 10 to 14, and you can take that 14 to 20. And gradually, you will use 2020 to create the platform upon which your life can change. Because it is your responsibility. I don't want you to overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just think of what I can do and with an hour per day. Undisturbed, uninterrupted, and in a productive activity. Who can I learn from? What can I follow? And how can I be persistent and consistent in doing this? Securing a block of 7 hours, solid hours for myself every week. The 40 for 7. I am hardlined. I am pressed. There's a stick over my back to give them 40. There is a stick over my back. There's every sanction and every threat and every rule and procedure over my head all week for 40 for them. They get me to do it. No matter how tired I am, even if I go to the party, even if I do this stuff, I must deliver in this 40. Otherwise, it's over my head. No, that is for them. How do I get myself to be hardline for this 7, which is for me? Most people don't pay themselves. Most people don't do anything for themselves except what they're pulled into. And subsequently, that thing that they say they are doing for themselves is not even for their future self. It's time we start to think about our future self. Oh yeah, I'm going to have this dinner now. I'm going to buy this steak. I'm just treating myself. Treating yourself how? To a heart attack? Oh, I'm going to buy the shoes. I'm going to just go get this bag. I'm going to treat myself. This is my gift to myself because I've done so much work this week. Treat yourself to what? Financial problems? Financial doom down the road? A high credit card bill? Robbing your financial future? Robbing your side hustle? Robbing your personal development and your skills? To pay for the course, to do the work, to get to the point where you don't have to be escaping something? I'm talking about your future self. The 7 for your future self. Not saying you shouldn't go to dinner. Not saying any of that. I'm just saying that you have to put it all into perspective and know that at least 7 hours is really going into getting me to a point in time where I don't keep seeing this same thing and having these same complaints over my life every year, year in, year out. 5 years from now, I'm circling the same mountain. I'm seeing the same problems. How do I break away from that? And that is the goal. That's what you're working on. That's what you're to achieve. So that has been episode 6. That is the 6th principle. We're going all the way to 20. I hope you have time and consistency and patience to go through this and pick your nuggets from it. Share this podcast. Recommend somebody who you think will help. It will help. And let's do this together, guys. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking with you and to you. So let's go. Have a powerful day. We continued in this series. I'm having so much fun. I'm doing so much work so I can deliver this to you in the real way, and I can touch on some of the real points that I know to be affecting people. I'm reading so many comments from my different handles, and I'm trying to get a sense of what really people are struggling with, and to articulate it to you and to bring it to you in the best way I possibly can, so I can kind of trigger that change, so I can jolt you into some action, and I can jolt you into that light bulb aha moment. Have a good one, guys. Always a pleasure.